What's up, everybody? Appreciate you checking out Urban Legends podcast, where we interview living legends and people making legendary moves. But yo, I just got on Patreon. That's right, Justin Hires is officially on Patreon. Man, I'm showing y'all everything. Exclusive content, behind the scenes footage of the podcast, behind the scene footage of me at the music studio, behind the scene footage of me and my friends and my family life. It's crazy. This is exclusive footage and content you're not gonna find on any other site. It's only available on Patreon. Uncensored, unfiltered, pure comedy gold. Patreon, Justin Hires. Now, check out the latest episode of Urban Legends Podcast. What's happening?
What's up with it, man?
What's up? I like the background. See, you not playing around, Shang. That's what I'm talking about. Shang, like, I'm coming in here set up, ready to go. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. What's up, bro? What's
up, man? Nah, man, it's just for some reason, man, it was moving a little slow there, so I got it together now.
Okay. This is my assistant, Lee.
What's going on, my man?
You know,
what's going on with it, man? You good?
Pleasure to meet you. Yeah. Pleasure to meet you, man.
No doubt.
So he just be helping out. He not gonna be on like the main conversation, but
he starts a lot of shit anyway. We already know.
Yeah.
He good dude, but you know, he trouble.
Trouble dude. Man, hey man, welcome to Urban Legends, Shang. I want you to know I started this platform because I wanted to have a platform to celebrate people that I consider are living legends and people that I consider making legendary moves out here in the streets. And so I'm definitely excited and happy to have you on this platform. And, I'm just trying to grow it because I want to give people a place to come. I'm at a place being, once was the lead of a TV show, a network TV show, knowing how hard it is sometimes to get on a late night show or to get on the Ellen and to get on a place like
Which
that.
Which is retarded. I don't understand. That's retarded. But we also know why. We know the reason why. We already know why that's the case.
What you think the reason is?
Race, period. The end. People kill me when they're like, what do you think the cause could be? What is it? Nigga, it's the end of the day, they make it 3 times as hard, even if you're 4 times as better. So we get that. I get that, being an old motherfucker, I get it. But at the same time, I think that, it should have been a slam dunk for you, at least, to me. And I've told you before. I mean, I just think that you resonated across the board, and it doesn't make sense for them not to put someone like you on. Or I can name about 10 other actors, comedians, same shit. Earthquake, same shit.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, that's something I don't think a lot of people in other communities even understand. Like we do have to work 10 times harder to get some of the same things. Even when it just comes to pay, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to equality in pay, so it's like that famous Chris Rock joke that he had in one of his specials when he was talking about, I'm in this neighborhood in New Jersey, and it's me, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, and the person that lives next to me is a dentist. It's like we have to be the top in our career field to get what a dentist can make.
Yeah, and he ain't a good dentist. He's just a dentist. Right. He ain't like a nigga that invented teeth.
Right.
You know like to me, you're absolutely right. I mean, I would be on showcases, and there'd be comics that I would say, so you ain't gonna get no laughs. And then you see them on the show with you, and you go, and you know the comics they did kill, and I'm like, what the fuck? So he didn't have to get no laughs to get on this show. I had to like murk the room all the way to the back where the bartender's like, man, that motherfucker crazy. Like I had to get to that point, and it's just the way it is. I mean, I've been lucky though. I've been very lucky because my work ethic is fucking bananas.
It is.
And, my work ethic is bananas.
You might be the only comedian. I'm like, he may be working harder than me. I'm like, God damn.
All right.
Yeah, bro.
Online, man. I mean, I got motherfuckers paying me to do interviews over in Africa and in London and stuff like that because I started tapping into that early online. Like,
hey, can you please slide me their phone number because I would love nothing more.
Oh no, I'm serious. I'm dead serious, and I do interviews and stuff. So I think, and look, it's not big loot. It's not the loot I made doing stand-up. I made loot doing stand-up. But I mean, I've been doing it that way and then focusing on that, download, making albums. I've been making comedy albums off of sets. Like I went through my sets, the ones that were the stronger sets. I would take the audio from it, equalize it, turn it into an album, and then sell it.
Damn. How many of those have you put out?
Now 5.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. So I want to go into your backstory on this. You know, I know we chatted on IG Live.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool, man. That was actually a really good conversation. It actually got a decent amount of views too. But I want to kind of really go into like where Shang come from, your upbringing, and all that type of stuff. You know?
Oh damn! Well, I was raised by wolves. You know what I'm saying? And
I was raised by some wolves.
By the way, man, I'm telling you, man, I told you, I did not know you spit fire like you do, man. You spit fire, man. I was thrown off a little bit. I was like, wait a minute, he just does comedy. No, he don't. He don't do comedy. Nah, man, that was fire.
I appreciate that, bro. I got some new heat on the way. My Jay, if anybody don't know, I rap and go by Jay Hires. But it's so funny you brought that up because when I got into rapping, I was telling people like after I would end my sets, I'm like, yo, check out my music, and I'm like, the same way Drake went from acting to rapping, in the same way Childish Gambino went from acting to rap. I'm like, I have real music. And it's actually solid music. It's not like some bullshit.
Yeah, that's the thing that I thought was dope. That you actually, I mean, it was just like I was like, wow, this motherfucker can spit. Like he's real talk. Like, and I think it's the same thing. The examples you gave with Childish Gambino, that threw me off because he was a stand-up. He was a stand-up and writer, actor, and then he was a rapper.
Absolutely.
So that threw me, but yeah, man, no, man. I mean, I started comedy a long time ago, like 1916, 1917.
You was working at a cotton gin.
They would make me do the cotton gin, and then I would do like 3 jokes, and then they'd be like, "Nigger, get back to work.
Get your ass back to work, nigga." What city though?
No, New York.
New York, you started. What borough?
Yeah. Brownsville, man.
Brownsville,
yeah, Brooklyn. So, I mean, I would do, but I'm Kingston, though. I'm born in Kingston, so.
That's dope. What comedians were you looking at growing up that made you be like, yo, I want to do this?
Damn. It was Eddie Murphy for sure. I don't care what nobody say. Eddie inspired a bunch of comics.
Inspired me.
Yo, man, Eddie Murphy for sure. Dick Gregory, Paul Mooney.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Right.
Angry yellow nigga.
Right.
Tell your jokes, nigga. You. Let's keep the angry yellow nigga away from the alcohol. It was like that. No, a white comic out of Texas named Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
He was part of the Outlaws of Comedy. And I just like the fact he gave 0 fucks, you know, and so they would be my biggest giant. Oh, whoa. Work ethic wise, I'd say Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, absolutely.
I like Kevin Hart's,
he showed people that you could be more than just a movie star. And I think before Kevin Hart, it was the Eddie Murphy blueprint, which was do stand up, get to the movies, do great movies, then go to the kids' movies, get that money, and then you kind of cool. And I think Kevin Hart was like, I'm going to do that and more. I'm going to still tour. I'm going to still have movies at the box office, and I'm going to be a mogul. You know, I'm going to have my own shoes. I'm going to have my own drawers. This nigga got his own drawers. Do you understand this? You know, that's how you really do it. When you like, fuck this nigga. I don't like Fruit of the Loom no more. I want my own shit.
Yeah.
So he got his
I don't
vitamins.
know if I want to wear Kevin Hart drawers. I don't know if I want to do that. I ain't to that point. I like him, but I ain't gonna I ain't gonna be wearing
I don't know if I want to wear Tommy John's, but you know, hey, I know the name.
I wear actually it's a brand that it's about empowerment. I know it's weird. I know you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey man, go for it. We here now.
No, it's about really. I try to like support like Black businesses that make, you know, like there's a Black businesses that make specific things. And so
what's the name of the company?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's Buy Black. It's a website Buy Black.
Nice.
I go to stuff like that, but you know, I mean, I got Fruit of the Loom, nigga.
I got Fruit of the Loom, Hanes.
I fuck with Fruit of the Loom.
Right now, I ain't wearing shit. I'm naked underneath here, dick all the way out. You know what I'm saying?
Waist down, balls out.
Butthole open. No, I'm joking. So what's your ethnicity? Because I know you mentioned your high yellow, and I always want to know like what it is exactly.
Black.
Your ethnicity. Black.
This,
I know that.
Yeah.
Let's go deep. What grandmother had some Native American or some?
No, just Kingston, Jamaica.
Just Kingston, Jamaica. Dang, that's what's up.
And my pops, my grandmom's, she was an asshole, but you know, she was just like one of those people you like one punch in the face. And that's messed up to say about your grandmother, but it's the truth.
I don't know, so I believe you.
Some of them, it wasn't that she was mean to me, because you know I'd have bit her when I was little. It's like, listen, old bitch, I will bite you. Don't go there. And she's like, get that crazy kid away from me. You know, he's crazy. I just think that people think that I'm mixed. Like they think I'm black and white, and I'm not.
Yeah, see, I didn't know if you was mixed, but I didn't know like sometimes people grandmothers or grandfathers are mixed. Yeah, like they have.
No. If you just saw my grandmom's, she looked like Cicely Tyson.
Wow.
I don't know if y'all know who Cicely Tyson. They don't. That might be too old to some people.
Man.
Cicely Tyson was, or she looked like.
Do a Google search. If your ass in 2020 and you don't know how to do a Google search, then fuck you. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like get it
she was
together.
Star of, back in the day of a show called Roots. But yeah, I'm just saying. So I'm definitely not mixed at all. I mean, but when people, I understand. And people thought I was Samoan because I got a lot of tattoos.
You definitely could come across Samoan.
Yeah, Samoan. What up, bro? Like I go to Hawaii. What up, brother? Come here, brother. I'm like, dude, fuck you talking about? But then again, I go to Jamaica. I don't like. They be going, let it go out. They go, I'm like, more simple. I'm like, yo, man. For real? I don't even know what you saying, dude. and they had baby pictures of me, and they act like, oh, you made it now. You made it. And I'm like, I don't know half you niggas. I really don't. You know?
What was it like growing up, that complexion? Did you face any type of racism from black people, the black side? Like were people like, you not black enough? Were white people like, oh, you one of us? Or you are still black? Like,
a little bit. White boys definitely didn't fuck with me because I was hanging with, you know, certain type of dudes. I was hanging with niggas that 5%ers and Zulu tribe. And Zulu tribe didn't play that. But black people didn't really sweat me. The people go, when I had real long hair, but I had dreads for a long time, so I had real long hair. People would try to say something about that, but nah, man, I was too violent. There was too,
Shay don't fuck around.
So there was shit that it was like, yo, man, violence will be next. So yeah, I was one of those cats that kind of roll with people that, in my family, they kind of crazy. They kind of paint chip eaters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, these niggas, they lick windows. They crazy.
Anybody that lick, is it a stainless steel window? Anybody that's licking a window.
They was they threw hands. They definitely ran hands. So it wasn't never a problem. It was never like, people never like stepped to me. And the one time I got, you know, it was always mob fights. Like we would get in mob fights. It would be a bunch of us. Shit like that, you know, but other than that, I got thrown off a balcony. Yeah, that's true. It was one time I got thrown off a balcony.
The juicy, you're like, oh yeah, it wasn't one time I got thrown off a balcony.
Once. Yeah, I did get, this dude's girl was kept checking me, and I wasn't even looking for her. I wasn't even looking. I was one of those real focused cats. You know what I'm saying? There was this one chick, Nicole, I was already fucking with, so I wasn't even looking at her. And dude was like, my girl keep looking at you. I'm like, well, you need to check your girl. Fuck out my face. You know what I mean? And he was the wrong dude to to. Like some dude she don't say that to.
Some
Like
Debo
you don't
dude.
even say get. I'm like, and then his boy was like, "Yo, man, we should throw him over the balcony," because I was in the balcony at school, and I was like, "Did this nigga just say throw me over the balcony?" And that's exactly what they did.
Oh.
Threw me over.
How many floors up were you?
And then they did the line from New Jack City. Yeah, I never liked, pretty light-skinned motherfuckers. I was like, wow. So my ribs, it broke two of my ribs.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. That was
Oh,
real. That was a real deal story.
No, it's a real still story.
God.
No, I got him back. I know the nigga's name. His name was Tony English. Yeah.
Tony
No,
somewhere. He in jail.
No, he got the business. No, he had to get the business later. I waited a long time because, niggas forget.
You a big dude. This was before puberty. Because, nigga, this had to be when you was in middle school. Because, nigga, you're not a small guy.
Nah, I was high school.
You hit puberty late. How old are you?
I'm 58.
No, nigga, no. I not that. I was saying, how old were you when they threw you off the balcony?
Like 17, 18.
Brother, you look incredible. I was gonna cut that out in case you had any type of thoughts about your age.
Nah,
nigga, you look incredible to be 58, bruh.
Nah, I'm 58, man. Got all this gray right here, man. They can't see it because I'm high yellow, but I got this gray. I shaved it off.
What is that? Just DNA? What do you think is the reason why you look so young?
Yo, man. I think it's it's not definitely not DNA. It definitely ain't DNA. Because when you look at it, because some of my family tore up, but on the most part, yeah, I would say my pops, because my pops was mad chill until he was much, much older. But he drank and did drugs and stuff, but never missed a day at work. That motherfucker would drink, and the coolest motherfucker ever. He was so cool. He'd be like, he one of those people that if you saw an ugly baby, he would tell you right then and be nothing personal about your baby. Wow. Your baby's face is difficult. Like,
the baby's face is difficult.
Difficult. I'm like, damn, Pop. And yeah, when he passed, man, he was on some chill shit. He was hilarious. This sounded like a movie script. This nigga, he had brain cancer, and we was out gambling. He loved gambling, and he was like, I ain't leaving no money to nobody. I'm spending all my money. Y'all gonna have to fend for your own. And I respected that. I'm like, you did earn the money. Fuck it, it's yours. We out gambling, and he said his head hurt. Man, my head hurt. My head been hurt. I'm like, yo, man, what's wrong with you? I was like, so I made him go to the doctor. I got 3 older brothers. I made him go to the doctor. Told him I'm taking Pops to the doctor. And yeah, he had brain cancer. The doctor said, yo, you got like a month to live. And he didn't miss a beat, no tears, no nothing. He said, well, we need to get back to the casino and get my money back.
Hey, straight up.
Not no sadness, no nothing. And then the right before he was about to pass, he's like, look, man, cremate me because I love gambling more than I loved your mother, and I want you to take my ashes and throw them over Atlantic City Boardwalk. Wow. And it was the funniest shit. We did it. We drive down there, my son, we all drive down there, we throw the ashes. It's like a movie, right? And my Uncle Phoebe, who dead now too, because my other uncle got shot, and he deserved it. Let's be real.
Hey, some people deserve that bullet, man.
Yeah, he deserved to get shot. He was a horrible human being. And so we drive down and we throw the ashes, and the wind blows. No bullshit. His ashes blew back on us, and my Uncle Phoebe said, we cannot get rid of this nigga. And I was like, that is so, like, I was sitting there going, damn, I wish I'd have thought of that.
That's first. A funny joke.
That's a funny joke. It's like real shit. And he did, but he wasn't joking. Like, he was, like, they didn't joke. It wasn't like, they weren't like they say funny shit. I think that's where I got some of the shit I would do. They would say funny shit, but they weren't joking at all. Like my cousin's like, hey, let's go kill him. And they'd be like, serious? Like, let's go kill the person over jerk chicken.
Dang.
Like, yeah, what? And I was like, I don't want to be around you motherfuckers.
A bunch of
That's
murderers.
why I like comedy. Comedy, like, when you first started doing stand-up, listen to me turn this shit around. First
I know,
off,
right? I'm asking you questions, motherfucker.
Let me ask you questions.
Go ahead.
What made you gravitate to comedy, man? Because, I mean, the acting thing popped off for you lovely, but I'm saying, what made you want to do stand-up? Because that's what I knew you from, was stand-up first. Period.
Yeah, well, that's what I was about to say. At the end of the day, I'm a comedian. You know, when you're a comedian, you're a comedian. And all through school, I was like the funny dude. So I won most humorous in high school. I won most humorous in elementary. I won most likely to be in a movie in middle school. So I was just always the funny dude. And I grew up loving Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Chris Tucker, the Wayans family. I found out doing my research and Bill Cosby. I remember I did a book report on Bill Cosby. This was before I knew you were raping bitches. But I don't know if you can say raping bitches. I don't know.
No, you can. It's like,
but before he was raping women,
Bill Cosby started raping women.
Bill Cosby started. Yeah, I wish I would have known that when I was fucking doing that book report.
That don't sound as good in the paragraph in a book report.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
But I realized that all of them started in stand-up. So I was like,
yeah, you're right.
Okay, so I was like, all right, if I want to be an actor, so I was looking at them on TV, like in their movie roles and stuff like that. But I was like, they all started as stand-up comedians. So I said, when I moved to college, I was like, let me try to find out and start doing stand-up. And then when I moved to LA, that's when I really, really started doing stand-up. And then fortunately I started booking, more TV and film roles and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, man,
that's what helped me. Yeah. Booking TV
I love
stuff.
stand up though. So, I'm a comedian through and through.
No, because some people like, once they get acting roles, they don't do stand up as much. Like, whereas I was impressed by Kevin Hart, and you met him, I know him, and he still was like, I still got to get up on stage and still do it. When I would see, at the Chocolate Sundays, at the Laugh Factory, I would see Eddie Murphy up in the balcony
just
watching
chilling.
comics. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he obviously gravitated still to stand up. So I was curious with you. I mean, I knew that you probably were like, your core was stand up.
Yeah.
And then when I see you spit, I was like, yo, he could do both easy. You know
I appreciate
what I mean?
that.
And that's real shit. And I ain't saying this shit because motherfuckers like, man, you saying a lot of shit to this dude. I'm saying this shit before. I've commented and said shit to him.
Absolutely.
Because there's some people you see, you go, they like, the first time I saw Logic, I was like, God damn, my son hit me to him, and he was fire. I was like, first time I saw J. Cole, and there's something that resonates, and I thought the same thing with you. Wow. And I thought,
those
this
two
guy
great
has
names.
that same element. Yeah, you have that same element because you can flow, and you can slow up your cadence and then speed up, and then slow up and then speed up, and there's a cadence that you have that I was like, okay, he know what he's doing.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, I've been working on my chapter 3 mixtape, and I should be putting it out at the end of the year or the New Year's. But it's you definitely gonna see the evolution. Like I'm proud of the work I've done so far, but I think people go definitely see the progression,
right,
with just like the musicality and my delivery and all of that stuff like that. So I appreciate you, man, for even saying that for real.
Right. I listen to I listen to two different things. I listen to black metal, and it's not as black as in dark black people that play metal. Like I'm into that scene. It's called the Black Rock Coalition. And you ever seen the Afro Punk?
Yeah, absolutely.
I fucks with them, and there's a lot of groups. So, and then also the other side of me is just like lyricists and hip hop and people. And so I really never gravitated to the like Migos as much as I did like J. Cole. Does that make sense what I'm saying? People sometimes think, oh, you dissing Migos. I'm not saying Migos is whack. I'm saying that the people I liked were like more lyrical, and the songs were it was more of a song instead of, and that's was one of the things I was like, yo, that's why I was like, okay, he's going for the show. He can do lyrics,
Wow. Hey man, hey, I appreciate you just made my day. Shit.
No, real shit. So, and then like for me, I'm gonna tell you right now, I try to write some jokes that either other comics, like it was so dope. I did a one-man show called it's back in the day though, and I did a one-man show about isms, and each joke would end with a different ism: racism, sexism, chauvinism, capitalism. And Damon Wayans came to the show, and he said some dope shit to me. He's like, yeah, man, because he wasn't doing as much of, stand up. I guess because, the acting thing gets you busy. And he's like, yo, you inspire me, which was dope to even hear from, him and Sinbad. And some like people I look up to and go, wow, I know I'm writing some shit that nobody else is talking about.
Straight
and
up.
then you got when Mr. Mooney said, you could work with me. I always do that because my pops didn't like him. Said he didn't like me working with him because he thought he was a bati boy.
What's a bati boy?
A bati, a swishy, gay.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what it meant.
No, and he just.
I mean, I think he was gay, wasn't he?
I don't know. I never even cause I would literally do shit. It's not like because there was such an age difference. It's not like we hung out. I would go hang out with the friends that I used to hang out with was Godfrey and Doug Davinoff and we go down to the Village and Greer Barnes and there's a bunch of comics that we go down there. We all young and try to get some ass and we try to look at this girl. And whereas I never paid attention. And
Paul Mooney was never with y'all trying to get the ass.
Yeah,
it was like, no, you all
no, but I mean, Paul Mooney,
hotel.
Huge influence. And I was lucky to work Caroline's Comedy Club the first time because of Paul Mooney. He could have kicked me off the show. He could have been like, I don't want this dude on the show. But he let me do the show.
Did you learn anything from working with him?
Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. If you're going to do a bit, go full blast. Don't even back off of the bit. And especially when the bit is funny and poignant. So I learned that from him. I learned swag from Eddie because I love Eddie's swag. I wanted to walk out on stage like, yo, I'm about to blast this shit. Like confidence and swag from Eddie. And throwing in voices sometimes to make the political material a little softer. I learned that from Eddie. Dick Gregory and John Witherspoon taught me about saving money. That's why I'm luckily in the position I'm in now. Yeah, he would tell me, this was John Witherspoon. Rest in peace, by the way.
Rest in peace, one of the greats.
If y'all don't know, John Witherspoon was still doing stand-up on the road. He was still, he would go out and do the bang, bang, bang shows.
Right.
And, yeah, if y'all because the younger crowd, sometimes if I say John Witherspoon, some people don't know who he is.
Yeah, you got to say Pops or Bang 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 or something like that.
Right, they got to say Pops. So I knew him as, I never knew him as that. I just knew him as John. You know what I'm saying? And he would always say, if you get a gig for $100, you got a gig for $75 because $25 got to go away.
Straight up.
Right. And so I would if I would get a gig for thousands, I would put a percentage away and not spend it. And so I learned that, stay on me, because sometimes I was like, yo, I'm buying a car. Sometimes I was like, yo, I'm going to I love that. Look at these. And then he, I'd say him. And Dick Gregory made me stop thinking like that. He would cuss me the fuck out. We in the airport. Read the fucking newspaper. Look around the world. Make sure you look at the shit that's going on. Like, hey, nigga, can we just sit here and eat these eggs?
It's too white for me.
Yeah. Man, fuck pandas. Pandas are race traders.
Right.
They black and white because they genetics is because of the world. Fuck Shamu. And he was like, so he would school me and made me not think that way, where it was like I wrote a joke because of him about niggas that own Land Cruisers and don't own land. Ooh. And I wrote bits about it, and I also was into the poetry scene too. So I was into the poetry scene. I was the voiceover for Deaf Poets. Remember Deaf Poets?
Absolutely. I keep thinking they got to find a way to bring that back, man. That was Russell Simmons, Deaf Poets, man. What do you think?
Russell Simmons ain't coming back to HBO.
Well, not Russell Simmons, but the show. So, but
and they can't do it. Yeah.
Right. There's something about poetry that I feel like still hasn't gotten the big platform. It's gotten the platform with the Deaf Poetry, but for some reason it never reaches popularity the way I feel.
In other countries, I did a poetry album with Blue Note. I got some play from it. But I mean, it was more other countries. It wasn't here. In Toronto, I would go up there and do shows, and I would do slams.
But see, poetry is like what soccer is in America. You know, like overseas, it's the shit. But you come to
And
America,
here
it's
it's
like, man, fuck that. That ain't no real shit.
look at these motherfuckers kicking the ball.
Maybe if poets had beef like rappers, we
know
need
there was
some poetry beef.
They did. There was a crew out of Jersey called the Duct Tape Crew with Flo Mentals. A dude named Flo Mentals, and he had a poem called "They Call Me Drama." I'm the nigga that comes out the alleyway when you don't see me coming. They call me drama. Like they was a grimy ass, him and Gemini and stuff like that. And there was like a thugged out crew.
Thugged out ass poets.
I'm
gonna beat your ass up right after I write this soliloquy on your whole ass, nigga. What? Hey, do you remember?
Yeah, but I was deep into that too. So I did, but I made money for a while. Then I was like, yo, stand up crushes this money wise. I can work everywhere with stand up.
Right. So, what was your first time doing stand up? What was that night like? And what was the venue? And how were you feeling that first night?
I didn't vibe with it at first. I did it because of a bet. I needed $50, and the dude was like, man. These dudes, man, you funnier than these. You know how people tell you that. You funnier than these dudes. I was like, he said, I bet you wouldn't go up there for $50. And so I signed up, like literally that night, went up, did good. My first time, did like frighteningly good. Like, hey. And then the owner was like, you need to do this for a living. I'm like, man, fuck that, man. I ain't doing this shit. And then I said, because the shit seemed too hard to do, right? And then, but I got that $50 because I needed it. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those, it was that time. And so he literally got my phone number and called me like 3 times. Like, hey man, we got a show coming on tonight. You should come down and do 3 minutes. And then I went down there. Oh, this is what he said that made me come down there. There's going to be a lot of women down there.
Hey, turn up.
Hey, hey.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. And I did it. And then I was watching how much the comics were into it. How many people would sit with their notepads, and I didn't have no notepads. I didn't do nothing. So I went up again, did my bits, went okay, and then I found myself hanging there constantly. And then all of a sudden, a place called Who's On First, and it was called a place called the Village Gate. And then when I was in Pittsburgh for a while, and there was a place called the Graffiti. I would go do shows there, and then I start getting more and more time, and then I bombed like horribly. Like I pissed the crowd off. I did a joke about albinos, about dragging them into the sun and watching them peel, and then when they die, you cremate them and you sell bottles of whiteout.
This was a different time, people. I want to.
I don't want y'all.
All right, we don't want the albino community coming for us, for him.
But then, people got pissed off then about. I said bottles. Remember bottles of whiteout? I was like, that's how they make them. Is a bunch of cremated dead albinos. And
Jeez Louise.
It was just so weird. I was on one, and then
shout out to all the albinos.
Yeah. Shout out to all the albino motherfuckers.
I actually know an albino comedian, very cool dude, Nate. So
no, I know a couple, and I don't think they ever heard me. Well, I was new, and I bombed, and it made me mad. And I said, "Yo, man, I'm dedicating my shit to this."
How long until you got consistently funny doing stand up?
Consistently funny, a year.
A year. Because I tell people, I think it was like 4 years until I felt like I got consistently funny. Like I would kill one night and then I bomb for like 3 nights. And then I would kill another night and then I bomb. But those kills made me be like, okay, I could do this shit. But them bombs hurt my heart.
That's a great way to look at it. Yeah. About a year, because I did a lot of stage time. Because in New York, you could do 6-7 shows a night.
Right.
So I would literally bounce around from club to club to club to club and do set. So I got stronger faster, and then I started opening, and they've never hired me to host until I got out to LA, but I would just opener. There would be host, opener, feature, closer. And so I would start opening. All I had was that 10 minutes, but I would rip for that 10 minutes. Plus I was real high energy and real aggressive. and real aggressive. So I would say like crazy shit, you know, and I would get laughs and a lot of I got a lot of that, and I consider that's a response though,
Right.
you know, and so yeah, about a year, and then to be strong, I could say consistently, where I was started murking them about 4 years.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
4 years.
When did you start developing your comedic voice? How
Uh,
how long did that take?
4 years.
4 years, huh? Because I felt like I didn't really start developing my comedic voice 7, 8 years when I was like, okay, I start to know like who Justin Hires is, the stuff I want to talk about. So what made you start getting into the space with your material, tackling race and some of these difficult subject matters? When did that start coming about in your process? If it was the 4 year mark, or was you doing that from the get-go, but you didn't know how to do it correctly until the 4 year mark? Like when did that really come about?
I do a lot of interviews. That is one of the best questions I've had, and I've been like, I'm talking about 8 months. I've been doing a lot of these. I'm
I
telling
appreciate
you, that is yeah, nigga. You in the crates? You in the crates, nigga? Bars.
Hey, I do this too.
Yeah, I know. This is what I do. You know, I know what you're talking about. Now, I say 9 years, about 9 years.
9 years.
Because half the time I would be, but I also would do pussy jokes. This is what I would do. I would do pussy jokes because I like pussy, and I would do pussy jokes to get to the political jokes. Like I would get them on my side, and they'd be like, "Man, this dude crazy."
Right.
And then by the time, then I'd start slipping into political stuff and the point of view stuff and the socio-political stuff as I went. And then by the end of the set, they're like, yeah, let's burn this motherfucking club down and take all these crackers' monies.
I'm about to say, meanwhile, the club owner is white. Like, no, wait a minute.
I thought you were a pussy joke comic. Come on, man. It was like that. So it took me 9 years. And then I sold out for like 2 years because I got a development deal. And I was like, you know, I sold out, started doing real, like, you know, cats and dogs are different, aren't they? You know,
who was your development deal with at the time?
My first one was with Paramount.
Wow.
How
did you get that? What led to that?
I did the which one that was? The Kilkenny Comedy Festival, and then I did the HBO Comedy Festival. The
Gotcha.
HBO used to have a comedy festival. They did in Aspen, the Aspen Comedy Festival. And I went up last, and I had a really good set. And then they approached me, and then, you know, I ended up doing, you know, for a pilot. It was for a pilot. Did the pilot didn't get picked up. And then it was like, damn, back to stand-up. So I've done 6, not my own pilot. I've never done my own pilot. I've always done where I was an ensemble, because they would sign a bunch of different comics, right? And they throw us all on a show and see which one stuck. And so I've done 7 pilots. I've done 7 pilots.
Do you write also though, right?
Yeah, I was writing too. That's how I got my other gig on a sketch comedy show. I was writing a show called The News with a Z, and I was writing for them, and I kept the bits I would write. The actors were like, well, how did you do that voice? How do you do that? And the producer kept seeing me on the set coaching these dudes. And they're like, well, why don't we just have you do it? And they added me to the show. I was just hired as a writer.
Wow.
And I ended up getting on the show for like a season before the motherfucker got canceled. I'm one of those people, like, they said Chappelle he did like 9 or 10 pilots.
I think 13.
Damn.
Yeah.
I did 6, and I was like, God damn, like not one got picked up. But 3 of them were dramas. 3 of them were dramas. They were one was called Faceless, about like all the dirt in Hollywood, all the bad shit of where the bodies were hidden.
We need to do another one of them.
Yeah,
yeah. That's why I got canceled, because Hollywood's like, no, not today. You know, they snatched that off the air. They don't want to see that shit.
Yeah, man, it was crazy that all of the stuff the writer had wrote. He did a movie called, and then I did another one with Joe Carahan. He did a movie called Smoking Aces.
Yeah.
Yes, same cat. And a real cool motherfucker. Like the whole time on the set, he's talking shit back and forth. And I did that, and it was really edgy. And it was I think I was sitting there going, this ain't gonna get picked up. But it was really good. But it was really
Listen,
about
if you saying that, then yeah, that must have been so.
Like in my mind, I thought, man, they saying some shit about Hollywood. They talking crazy shit about Hollywood people. And yeah.
What's
man,
the craziest thing you think you've seen so far, like in Hollywood, that you've experienced?
Wow. You know what? I've had some wild shit happen to me, but no, not like I've had wild shit where I was like, wow, did that just happen?
What's one of those?
I see. To me, this is not. I don't know if it's wild though.
Okay.
This casting person didn't want me on the show because I look like her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
And lobbied for me to be off the show because it's like he just reminds me of him too much. He's just they're the same height.
You triggered her.
Yeah, kept triggering her, and I'm like, but I did say to somebody, does this bitch know that I'm not him?
I heard that.
Yeah, no, that I'm serious. That was
they talk. Yeah, let me tell you something. What I know about Hollywood, what I know about being on set, whatever you whisper, they gonna go back and tell it. It don't matter who you tell it to. They gonna go back. It's like the telephone game.
Oh, yeah.
And even if you didn't say that, there's gonna be some type of variation of what you said that's gonna get back to the person you said.
Oh yeah, no, but I flat out said it though. So it wasn't like, and then when I think because I said, does this bitch? If I wouldn't have said
I think it's the bitch that might have done it.
I think the bitch was the trigger word. And then she's like, oh yeah, and then Reginald used to beat me and he called me a bitch.
Oh,
like I ain't Reginald. I ain't Reginald. So I mean that to me that was wild. There was
we can't have Reginalds out there beating nobody.
Yeah.
That's not a strong beating name. That's a
nah, man. The motherfuckers is I've had, where they wanted me to be part of one dude, the producer wanted me to come over and fuck his woman in front of him. To me, that's weird. I don't give a fuck.
Now, there's a lot of people watching this right now that's like, I don't see the problem. What time?
To me, I was like, oh man. Because what if you gut her out too good? He's like, man, I don't want this guy around the studio at all. Like, yeah, I was like, nah. But at the time, I was like, nah, man. And at the time, I had a woman that I was very serious with. So I was like, even though the man in me was like, yeah, maybe I should go. But then I was like, yo, I got my girl, and my girl was fired too at the time. She just got tired of this shit. Like my lady at the time, and I ain't mad at her. I would be on tour. If you get with somebody with like, I'm gonna see you in a month, I'm gonna see you in 2 months. Right. I love you. We'll see you in 3 months.
And it's probably before FaceTime and Skype and all of that.
Yeah, I'll be in Europe. And I really was. I was in Europe, and then I went and shot.
Sure, you were, Shang. You were in Europe.
Sure. You're not at the producer's house.
Right.
Probably fucking Julie.
Here's what I would be concerned about screwing somebody else's wife in front of them is you butt naked. So what if he just hops on your back while you naked? And take advantage of you.
Hey, man. Hey, dude. Hey,
like, you knew what was going to happen. You knew. You knew it. Don't you struggle. You take it.
Oh, man. No, that didn't even, wow. Because I thought, no, I'll end up choking this motherfucker out.
Well, see, I'm little, so I got the body of a toddler. So I would have been like, no, my butt, no.
No, I just couldn't. I didn't do it. And then the call stopped calling. Like, it was weird. They called me. Yeah, we love you. We saw your thing on, because I had just did, I think I just did the Late Show. I was
going to ask you about that. The Late Show?
I did the Late Show, and then I did Comedy Central, and then I did some stuff for NBC where they had stand-up show, and then I was a host of the show. So he was seeing me. I was doing a whole bunch of shit, and he saw me, and that's where he started calling me, and I'm thinking, oh, hey, this is cool. Yeah.
He's calling me every day at 3:00.
Yeah.
Invited me over for pastries.
Yeah. And then that was his reason. And he said, come on, man, it's all part of the life. Let's go. I'm like, not my life. And then, but I was never a dick to him. I was always on some like, listen, that ain't for me.
But see, that's the problem. You was never a dick to him. See, if you was a dick
if
to
I was
him,
a dick to him,
yeah.
I probably would have. Very good.
You would have fucking. Hey, so.
If I would have just dicked down his wife.
If you would have dicked down his wife, it would have all.
But no, I end up, yeah. And then I went back on the road with, was me. It was great. I got to go on tour with Corey Holcomb. I did like 4 dates with them, and then I got on some other dates with Cedric and DL. Because when after Kings of Comedy, they were doing separate dates, and I would just open, you know.
And
then,
well, see, I was going to ask you that. Who are some comedians? Who are some comedians you opened up for? You know, coming up.
Put fire on their ass. No,
I'm sure you did.
No, I was aggressive as fuck, man. I was always like, I played it like hip hop, like, yo, man, you better bring your shit because I'm trying to burn you.
Straight up.
I would try to burn dudes on it.
So who's some of those comics? Who's some of those comics?
Oh, the comics I burnt? Oh, yeah. Shit. Oh, shit. Let me tell you the comics I burnt. No, a couple people I burn them to the ground because they don't see me coming. They're like, man, this dude's more famous than you. And then you come out and murder. They're like, who the fuck is the light-skinned dude? But no, the comics were Mad Love was DL. The fact that I did those, we did a co-headline thing with me, Corey Holcomb, and Tony Roberts.
Ooh, that was a fire show.
That was the date, and we would switch. But yeah, Corey Holcomb, I like Corey Holcomb. My female friends hate him. I like him.
Yeah, there's a lot of women I'm sure that don't like Corey Holcomb. I think he's one of those like underground greats. And I knew how fire he was. I seen him at D-Ray's room one night at the Improv in Hollywood. And he had me laughing like a Chris Rock, like a Chappelle. I'm like killed over laughing hard. And you know, as a comedian, it's hard to make us laugh like that. And the fact that he was making me laugh like that, I said, oh, this dude is on a whole nother level that I didn't even know until I was there that night. And I was like, yeah, he's one of the greats.
Very funny. It was real cool working with him. Always been cool to me. You know, I've worked with him down in Chicago before, but I mean, to see him, and we were doing big theaters.
Wow.
And I was low man on the totem pole. I know I was, but because Tony Roberts already had established with the crowd. And then, but also going out with, I did some dates with Michael Blackson and Donnell Rollins.
You Marasaka.
Yeah, I did. So, I mean, again, they were the draw. It took me a while where it was like, okay, we're coming to see you.
How do you feel like, how did you start building your fan base? Was it doing those shows with them? Was it doing an email list? I wanted to know that.
Yeah, it was an email list initially. I have 3.6 million people on my email list. So, and I mean legit emails because I clean them. Whenever they're old, there's a application on it. It's called FanBridge, where if they're old, they kick them out if they don't work. So then they're the actual numbers. But it was definitely email list. And when I would get on somebody else's show, I would stand outside. I remember Speedy. You know who Speedy is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speedy and G-Thang, and they used to make fun of me because I would stand outside of the Comedy Union when I got to LA because I already had a monster list in New York, had a monster list in Philly. And I would stand outside and gather people's emails. Old school, like write them. And then I would go home and type them all in. And they used to be like, look at this old thirsty, begging ass nigga over there begging. And then years later, it was like, hey man, can you send a blast for me to Chicago?
Right.
Oh, nigga, I remember you. I don't know I didn't get kicked in the head by a horse. I remember you. And get away from me before I John Wick your ass. It was just silly. But no, it was email list first. I constantly would do above and beyond with promotion when this old school, y'all gonna make fun, but believe it or not, it was MySpace.
Straight up.
MySpace.
I heard Kevin Hart saying that he used MySpace.
I used to use MySpace, and I had like 250,000 motherfuckers on there. And this one is even older. But, you know, you got to think this is 15, 20 years ago. Black Planet.
Black Planet. I had a feeling you was going to say Black Planet.
Black Planet. Black Planet didn't have as many as the other people, but it had a loyal audience. It had 33 million people with 27 million people active. Like they were constantly on there. And industry motherfuckers that were when they wanted to sell shoes, liquor, cars, they would go to Black Planet because they know how we are as consumers.
Hey, let me tell you how I found out about Black Planet. I'm going to stop you real quick. I got to tell you a story.
Tell me.
I'm in college. I go to my homeboy crib. I go in his dorm room. There's a girl on the screen with her titties out. I said, what in the hell is this? He's on app or some type of app. They used to have this Instagram messenger, not Instagram, it was something messenger. I forgot the name of it. Anyways, I said, where did you meet this girl? This whore. No, joking.
It's a slut.
No, where did you meet this strumpet? I said, where did you meet her? He said, Black Planet. I said, dear Lord. That's how I became aware of Black Planet.
Black Planet. Yeah, man. I had like 400,000 motherfuckers on there. All black folks was rocking with me. And then I have to use the old school stuff to get up to the current shit I was doing until March 15th. Until my shit was rocking until March 15th. And when I say everything, I had a movie, I had a stand-up show for Amazon books. I had my podcast still was doing good. I'm on my podcast, but it's a political podcast. Everybody tune in and be like, yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of jokes. I'm like, no, we talk about the issues in the black community. So then they go, oh damn, it's one of those. But yeah, man, it was that and Comic View. And if anybody remembers Comic View, that's your listeners, Comic View killed it for me more than Def Jam. And I mean, Def Jam, no, that's a bullshit. Def Jam did put a dent in things for me. I did Def Jam and my voicemail would fill up and half of it would be bookings.
Wow.
And then I would clear it out and then it would be bookings. Or people wanted to book me. And then I was so excited. I was like, how much? I don't care. I'll do it. You know? And then I got to the point where like, wait a minute, I'm being a sucker.
Right.
You know,
they paying you $40 in a ham sandwich. You like, man, I got to get more than a ham sandwich.
Yeah, it was like, so do I get the ice with the drink? Is that? Oh, I don't get the ice. Oh, y'all motherfuckers.
Let me ask you a question.
Def Jam was crazy, man.
Okay. How did you book Def Jam?
This gonna be on some hater shit. All right, fuck it. This is
go
true.
for it.
Nah, man. Bob Sumner, who's the person at Def Jam, they weren't feeling me. You know, they just weren't feeling me. Me or Lavelle Crawford, or there was a couple comics. It was like, wait a minute, as strong as anybody else in this bitch. And just kept, you know, saying, yeah, he was like, I did the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition and I won my round. And he came over and he was like, yeah, I'm from the streets, but I'm smart too. And I just don't think a Def Jam crowd will get you. And my thought was, nigga, why you trying to talk to me all sexy? What are you doing? Are you licking your lips, nigga? Like, yo, I'm from the streets. I'm like, hey, man, hey. So, I just never got a shot at it at first. And then Russell Simmons saw me on a show with Talent, comic named, by the way, out of New York, a legend in
one
New
of
York.
the legends too, one of the greats.
Talent put me on a show, and it was me and Rob Stapleton, a couple other comics.
Peace.
And I had one of those. You know how you have one of those sets where you go, yeah, that was fire. And I sat there thinking about, damn, every one of those bits worked. And Russell was there and asked me, why haven't you done my show? I said, you tell me. Your talent coordinator saw me. And so, yeah, and then I was on the show. Like, literally, Russell was like, that's it, you're on the show. And then I think that they thought I went around their back, you know, like, oh, you going behind my back. I'm like, no, nigga, my kid not supposed to eat because you don't think I'm funny, which is fine. But if I'm in a room full of 900 motherfuckers
and they think I'm
800
funny,
of them are laughing and 100 ain't laughing, I'm winning. I'm just not funny to you.
You, absolutely.
And I hate motherfuckers that feel like you got to be funny to them. If you're a good businessman and you see, like, I don't particularly like Gerard Carmichael. stand-up. And that's not me hating on him. Just like I don't like certain rappers that I go, you know, hey, like what's that white girl? Or I hated her for a while because she got on because she's from Australia, but she was
Iggy Azalea.
Iggy, was it Iggy Azalea?
Yeah, the white girl, the rapper with the big booty.
With the big ass.
Yeah, that's Iggy Azalea.
I was like, yo, she's basically just, you know, she's getting over because it's the same old shit. She's getting over because of that. At least Eminem, I was like, yo, he got bars, he can spit.
Straight up.
She was like, and she was. So it doesn't mean that I don't want her not to eat or I want the bitch to be pushed down some steps. I was like, no, I just like, no. And I just, damn, that was
a just came out.
Damn. Why'd I say that shit? Maybe some shit from my past. That was fucked up. I don't want the bitch, you know, in a bar raped by a bunch of niggas. Like,
you don't want that.
Why did I use that reference? Of all shit. That. Yeah, I don't want to punch in the vagina with a steel glove. I don't like. But no,
they sell steel gloves. Where they sell them at? They sell them.
Oh they the ones that you know they got steel gloves. You know how I found out about this? There was a nigga that used to go collect money up in the Bronx, and lumberjacks use these gloves that are steel. So when they fuck up, it don't cut through their hand. I'm like, why do you know about this first? He says, yes, because when you beat a nigga with steel gloves, they definitely get up off their money. I'm like, get away from me.
Medieval shit right there.
Yeah, that's like, isn't that something like the fact you had to do research? What do lumberjacks wear? Oh, steel gloves. That'll be good in my extortion fucking job. Like, if I need to knock niggas out, yeah, they're metal mesh gloves with fucking metal on the knuckle and all kind of shit, and each one got metal. I was like, God damn it. So I don't know why I referenced that shit. Now it's like, oh, damn. But nah, man, it was crazy the fact that I even won, you know, got on the show, and then I did good. And then after that, Russell was cool as shit with me. And that's how I ended up fucking with Deaf Poets, because he knew I was in the poetry scene, because he heard me spit and was like, yo, you actually a good poet. I'm like, yeah, I did. I was still doing that at the same time. And then they got me to host a show called One World Music Beat, which was Russell Simmons' One World Music Beat. I was the host of that for like 3 years. And hip hop, it was basically people in hip hop that were making the transition to acting.
Hey, this is something I just thought about. As an older comedian,
yeah,
when you see a comedian like a Gerard Carmichael, someone that you don't think is particularly funny as his stand-up.
No, let me correct that. I don't dislike Gerard Carmichael, the man.
Right, you're saying
I just feel like you have to get laughs. Fuck all that new age shit where you 10 minutes you on stage in an hour and you ain't getting no laughs, and then you advertise your show saying you didn't laugh, but it made you think. I make motherfuckers think and laugh. You can do both. Chris Rock does both. I can keep going on and on with comics that can do both. Okay? You can make somebody think about some deep shit and be funny as a motherfucker. And so that's not, no. And so, in fact, I remember me and my ex of mine was sitting there watching his special, and about 10 minutes went by. We looked at each other. It's like, is the audience not laughing too? Is it just us? And we looked at the little timer on the bottom, and the audience, no, there wasn't no laughs. And I go, how the fuck you get on HBO with no laughs? Or I watched this comic, Just Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And
Instagram.
I was sitting in the back and go, man, I wish I could have had a following like her. She's amazing on her following. And I watched her do stand-up go, and I'm being honest. She ate a bag of dicks on stage. It was a bushel of cock.
A bushel of cock. Where you saw her live, or this was a taping?
Live.
Where at?
I saw her live at a show up in Northern California.
Gotcha.
And I was sitting there going, am I missing the point? And then I watched a couple other comics, but there's a lot of young comics I like a lot. So I'm not a hater on that. My thing is get laughs. You got to get laughs. You got to. You can't be one of those comics, oh, the silence, I embrace the silence. Fuck that. No, I'm old. Now that make me old school as shit. And all the comics and anybody listening to this shit, yes, I'm old school. You have to be able to actually make motherfuckers laugh. And if you get half your set is silence, and I mean silence, then you ain't there yet. Get back in the lab, work on your shit. And HBO's put out some garbage specials.
So not only that, the other part of that question was when you see somebody like a Gerard get on, how do you feel as an older
Look at this young motherfucker making money. I can't stand this nigga. God damn it, just be jealous. You nigga, let me tell you, you young motherfucker. Uncle Stabby is gonna come over your house and show you how a knife works, nigga. No, I don't get it. You like when I see somebody? No, my first thing is it's kind of racist because I go, I'm love to see black people getting money. I know that's fucking bad. If they get money over white people, I go, well, we deserve it. We dealt with so much bullshit. We deserve. So even if it's somebody I don't like I don't like Leslie's stand up, but I'm happy for her getting money and feeding her family and being a billionaire. I don't like Leslie's stand up.
Leslie Small.
Leslie, big Les. Leslie.
Right.
But I don't dislike her. She don't like me because I say shit like that. There's a lot of motherfuckers that don't like my stand up.
Now Leslie might be able to beat your ass now.
Yeah, that's true. She got hands. I don't know. We both same size. She get me with a couple. And I'm old. The first couple rounds, I get you, but then I run out of.
When she start doing all this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Her head start bobbing. I'm like, God damn, I can't get a beat on her. But no, I was happy for her from the standpoint of a black woman get money. So when it's a young comic, they get on. I'm happy for them. The reason I was happy for you because I was like, I know you put in the work. I saw you put in the work on stage, so I respect that. There's a comic that I saw on Netflix. I didn't saw him before that. Big Fro. Why does his name escape me right now? Big Fro, young cat.
Black?
Huh?
He a black dude?
Black comic. Not a big fro, but he got a fro. Yeah, he's black. Can't remember his name right now. But
yeah,
it'll come to me.
No,
but I was happy for him. I was happy for any comic I see that gets put on that's black in this business because I know how hard it is. And I don't feel I don't have any jealousy. It's not jealousy of their fame or anything at all. I've never been jealous of nobody. Like me and Godfrey are real good friends. And we've known each other a long time. And he's killing it right now. And I have nothing but happiness for him. Like, if you get 16 movies, I'm like, good for you. I'm like, you know what? Hires deserves that shit. Be putting the work in. So I don't never feel bad. Never feel bad. Now I've critiqued, when somebody asked me, I didn't diss Leslie personally. And I got some people said I was the most hated person in LA for a day because somebody asked me about Gerard. They asked me about Quincy Jones.
I would love to hear your thoughts on Quincy Jones.
Yeah, he was an open micer at best. He shouldn't have been doing an hour special. He should have did a half-hour special.
Oh, you talk about Quincy Jones, the one with cancer.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and it wasn't about his cancer, and I got that. I mean, people say, you're dissing him. I said, no. The reviews of his hour special that Ellen helped him get, this is major comedy writers said. It was like watching a Make-A-Wish Foundation special. I mean, they were killing him, and I agreed. He was minimal at best. At best. And that's an insult because HBO is supposed to be the NFL of what we do. It's supposed to be the top of what we do. You got to give motherfuckers that's fire for HBO. And he wasn't ready. And it's not a diss. He just wasn't ready. And somebody asked me about...
I'm listening. My bad. I'm listening.
No, somebody asked me about Leslie because she got this controversy from Saturday Night Live because she did this shit. And I said, yeah, the shit was mad coonish. I mean, good for her. She on Saturday Night Live. She buying
what she did that was coonish? Just her acting?
Something she did a thing about if I was a slave, I'd be the number one pick slave.
Oh, I remember that.
And there was part of me was like, I know that's from her act. I get it. But I thought it was coonish in her act. To me. And I kept saying to everybody that was arguing with me, I had about 900 motherfuckers on 900 easy, like messages on Facebook at the time. And then they asked me about Gerard. And I said, Gerard is clever, but you gotta get laughter too. And you gotta get laughter too. I don't care if industry are embracing him. That don't mean shit to me. It's real, recognizing real. You know what I'm saying? I work around too many motherfucking monsters that's not getting a shot, and it's insulting.
Why do you feel like some of those people not getting shots? Or did they get an opportunity?
I know the shit with me. I know but I did get some shots, and I capitalized on those shots because I'm still viable. I'm a veteran comic that's still viable and getting lots of dates, and people still actually in some industries still want to fuck with me. But no.
But like I'm saying, like a person like Talent or Tony Roberts, like people that we know
I think Tony Roberts is funny too. Yeah,
are beasts. Do you think I don't know, and I want to have them on one of these days when it comes to do you know if they had opportunities and didn't capitalize on them, or the industry did it?
It's a combination of a lot of shit. I mean, like I give you an example. If you don't know somebody's going through a divorce, or if you don't know their personal shit, or if they, like for me, I was sick most of 2019, and I still did really well. I was stunned. But I was sick. I was like sick. I almost died, like sick, that kind of sick. Like I had sepsis. Yeah, this shit ain't no joke, man. From kidney stone. It's like where your blood is basically turning into poison. And my kidney stones were blocking, basically bile builds up in it, you know, where you can't flush your shit out. So it stays in your body, makes you sick.
So you almost died from your own dookie. That's what you're saying.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Like urine
all right.
back up and your shit almost killed your shit.
Your shit almost
much.
killed you.
That shit was crazy. That shit. And so and I still I got surgery in October and December and shit, and then after that I was fine. No problem.
Okay.
But they were trying the other things before, you know, surgery. And I'm telling you right now, I still was working. I was taking painkillers and doing shows. I was going on tours. I went over to Europe, did some shows. I went over to Germany and Amsterdam, was doing big shows. But people didn't realize I was medicated to my eyeballs. So I would literally do the show, take the pills, take the painkillers, do the show, you know, do the signing thing afterwards, go back to the hotel, sleep all day. Because I was like, but people didn't know that I was sick because I wasn't walking around going, man, my kidneys is fucked up. And I wasn't doing no jokes about my kidneys. Why would I do jokes about my kidneys? Like that, I just didn't. It didn't fit into my set. Like, yeah, the government, and yeah, what about this? And black people coming up. Hey, y'all, my kidneys. It didn't
right.
It didn't fit. But nah, man, I know a lot of comics that didn't get the opportunities because of a lot of shit. Nigga mentality, not want to embrace mainstream, not making the move when they needed to LA, or coming out here to LA. It's a combination of butt shit why they didn't make it to the level. My shit, for me, my reason was I took too many breaks. I would make money and just be at home chilling with my son. Like my older son, I got 2 boys. And I would literally go, hey, I can chill for a while. I'm just going to take him to school. And like, I didn't do nothing else. Like, I would literally like, hey, I'm at home folding clothes. I was single. It was just me and my son. So it was like, I'm home folding clothes. I like that. I was like, yeah, I'm folding clothes. Yeah, we're going to go bike riding. Right. I was doing shit like that. And then I'd be like, oh shit, the money's running out. And then
let me go book some shows.
Go back. Yeah, but that was me. I should have, when I had some shit going, I would be like, I need to just be home with my boys. And I just did not want to be.
And when did that change? Because now it seemed like you on grind mode.
They older.
Getting older, right?
Yeah, now they older. Like, nigga, get out my face.
Oh, hilarious. Also, the fact that your kids are older is why you now like, let me grind.
Yeah, that's definitely. I think that yeah, because I felt, you know what? I'm gonna tell you what fucked me up. Not with my youngest, but with my oldest. A friend of mine was on tour with me. He was killing it, and he was doing good. And I went on a couple other tours with. I love this comic named Tony Woods.
Oh yeah.
For the comics that people
Yeah,
don't know,
legend.
Tony Woods, I think he's so funny. And he's a good friend of mine too, so it was like both, and it was great to be on tour with him. And we did like 40 Black college dates, just bunches back to back. We made a lot of money. Like I was like, God damn, we killing it. And I would be sad. I'd be in the room like, damn, I'm not home. And then I saw one dude that dropped you. You know how you come from the airport? I park my car at the airport. I don't like people to pick me up. I know that's weird. Some people say, why don't you just get people to pick you up? I'm like, no, I like getting off the airplane, getting in my car, going home.
I feel you.
Yeah, and
okay, I'm listening.
You're in a position where you're like, yeah, where's my car at? Don't act like you're not. I already know you got. I know you hire dwarfs to hand you shit off the ground. I see your logo behind you, and it's very nice handwriting.
Thank you.
I know what you're doing, young man.
Shout out to my bro. We picked that up from Home Depot yesterday. But
the shit look fly. I'm just saying, it's classy. Where mine look like I'm selling like knives. My background look like I sell knives. But no,
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right for myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why when I think about the sad parts of my shit, I go, wait a minute, and I didn't do it from nothing else but jokes. I'm doing okay. But I'd say the real shit how do I put this? One, I did address your question about the young comics. I love it. When I see them on, I love it. I'm good for them. They deserve it. Good for them. Even if I don't like they act, I still like the fact they get in the bag. Because even though Just Hilarious, I thought she was horrible when I saw her. But guess what? She get in the bag. Good for her. And I can separate it. I can separate the person from, like, if I do a joke that nobody likes, but the audience like it, I don't give a fuck if comics don't like it. Like, this is a good ass joke. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I don't trip on that, at all. And when I saw you got shit, I was very proud of you. And I know this sounds like, here go old man shit. Like, I was proud of you. I was like, man, that nigga getting it. When you first got the series, I was like,
Rush Hour?
Good shit. I was like, good shit. And what it does is it opens it up for some younger other Black comics.
Absolutely.
And I was sitting there going, if Justin kills it, and then there'll be somebody else that go, and that's the dopest shit when you get to the point, and I've actually been to a point where they said we need a Shang type.
Absolutely.
And that's when I knew I was doing something. I was nice with it when people said they wanted a person that was like me. I was like, and then some of them actually came and got me. Like, right. He said, let's get him. But yo, man, when I saw you do that, I was like, this nigga is doing it. And then I saw you again at the comedy club, and I was like, this nigga is still, like, wait a minute, you're on a series. No, for real. And I was like, part of my mind was like, wow, I mean, you must really dig stand-up because I know how I've been on series. I mean, I've been reoccurring and I've done shows. I go, I know what the loot is.
Yeah.
It ain't chump change.
It paid for this sign. You know what I'm saying?
Somehow I got to pay for this sign from Home Depot.
That's right.
You know how I did mine? I did mine on Adobe Photoshop.
Hey, man, looks good,
No, I just learned how to do that shit like yesterday. I didn't even know how to do it on Zoom. And I'm pretty computer savvy. But no, when you first got that, and then when I saw you like rounding, it's like, yeah, I didn't know if you were serious. Mm-hmm. That was the other stuff. I was like, because that's why when we talked, I was like, oh, he's serious. He's not playing.
Yeah, it's
and then
not a joke.
I listened to some shit. I was like, yo, he ain't playing. No, does that make sense what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I especially me coming from a stand-up comedy background, I absolutely understood that people was going to think, like, is this a joke? You know, are the bars going to have punchlines? Like, is it a jokey rap? And that's why I made sure, like, nah, this shit is serious. And like I say, the chapter 3, they gonna realize, like, I'm not fucking playing. Like, you know, it's.
I love that, man. That's good shit. And the thing is, you already weren't playing with the other shit you already put out. So right. That's what I'm saying. So if you go into that next level shit, I'm like, good, man. And I think that you'll be able to balance both when this shit comes back after this pandemic bullshit passes. If it passes, I think it's still gonna be at least another 6 months to a year, honestly. I think that you're already in a position, movie-wise, if you continue to write and push yourself, and I think you'll be in a position stand-up-wise, because the movie will hit, and then stand-up, everybody will come see you do stand-up. Because I did a couple series. Like, I literally I did Jamie Foxx. I was a character on Jamie Foxx I did, and more people came to see me do stand-up just from that one episode I was on. And then I got on like 3 other episodes of other shows because of that episode.
Wow.
Where they were like, oh, okay, well, yeah. And then I went up to Canada and I was doing a show called 1 Minute to Air. I was doing that and played the disgruntled mechanic. I was the disgruntled mechanic.
Hey, you got any crazy stories about Jamie Foxx? Like you spent any time with him?
It's weird. Not crazy. I thought it was a dope story. Everybody,
yeah, like a good experience. It don't matter. Yeah. Like
no. I mean, if it was a bad one, I don't give a fuck. I told you. Even though I'm older now, I still had that same mentality. Like don't say no shit out the side of your neck, nigga, because I don't have as much to lose. When big like stars say some shit to me, I go, listen, dude.
Right.
We can fight right here on the Soul Train carpet. And they don't see that coming. But then there's other niggas like, that's still the same way as I am. Like, all right, let's throw hands.
Right.
But no, Jamie Foxx, when I was doing the show, I did the Bentley Evans is super cool. He let me do, 2 takes. And the first take got to be on point. Second take said, do whatever the fuck you want. Stay within the parameters of the story. But, do the character way you want to do it. And I did it, and it got a really, really big laugh. And the people were saying, oh, man, that's it. You ain't going to be on the show no more. You got a bigger laugh than Jamie did in the scene. And I was like, but I didn't, and then I said something, and he was like, man, end of the day, it's called the Jamie Foxx Show.
Straight up.
I was like, you know what? He's right. He said, if you make my shit funnier, you're making my shit funny. Because they're not going to be like, hey, it's the Shang Show. And I was like, since then, I was like, yeah, that's what it is. So he's always been cool with me. I did a show called Laugh-A-Palooza. You hip to that?
Yep. I wasn't there, but I remember that was kind of a little bit before I really got into stand-up. But I was watching it. I seen like the show episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did that.
There was like little specials that Jamie Foxx would host.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was lucky to get picked for that. I always say lucky, but no, I worked hard, but I know how many people out there, like even what I just got a check from Netflix from the Def Jam 25th anniversary joint.
Wow.
And I didn't know I was getting a check. Like you get in the mail a check, because usually all my shit goes right into my account, whatever. I was like, it's a check. Why does this have Netflix on it? Didn't even know it. Because I opened up and went, and it was for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. To me, it was a lot of money. To me, anything that's over $8,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to me.
Anything over $50 is a lot of money. Oh, no, I'm telling you. And it was because they picked me.
See, you talking all that shit. You could have a sign like this too, Shang. Have a sign like this too.
You can't have a sign like this. I know you got some money in the bank.
My homeboy actually here who got me this sign. Where you got this sign from, CC? Huh? Etsy. It's ETSY, right?
No, I'm hip to it.
Bam, there you go. That's what.
I can definitely.
Etsy. Shout out to Etsy.
But look how long I've been doing comedy though, man. Shit.
Hey, wait a minute. We about to get out of here, but before we get out of here, I wanted to ask, like, what's next for you? Like, what are you working on? What you want to accomplish? Or if you just enjoying the ride, No,
I want to definitely accomplish. We got this show, Savage AF. I want to get that on show.
Your podcast.
Yeah, but what I did was, it used to have a show called Monkey with a Brain Bitch. That literally was the name, because I was like, it was like, you can call me a monkey, but I'm Cornelius, nigga. I'm the one. But yeah, I'm the one come take over all this shit. So I had that show. I took the money and shot a pilot of it. Luckily we made a pretty good amount of money off it because we got tons of views on it because it was controversial. I would say, like, I called the head of the NRA a bitch, like fuck you and We got guns too, and I think when it threw him off because
You said it to his face?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Fuck all of them. It's like, we know you're a special interest group. Stop it. And you want to give white supremacists free Winchesters? Yeah, we know what's up. So, and they were white supremacists. So I said some shit about it, and for some reason I made it pop off. And then I got in an argument with the head of the teachers union because I started bitching at them about, you can't blame kids that are lower income for not being as focused. Be a more focused teacher. Like,
right.
Yeah, don't act like, because they're kids of color, they can't learn. Fuck out my face.
Right.
And I would say shit like that on the show. Like, fuck out my face. Like, I would end interviews like, hey, how about this? How about we don't talk no more? How about we don't need to talk? Because I ain't gonna meet your bitch ass halfway. You know why? Because you's a bigot, and bigots don't need to be taught nothing else but get the fuck on. So
fuck out. You should end every segment with get the fuck out my face. You just pick a fight. It don't matter. It could be old people. It could be somebody grandparent, and you pick a fight, and then you end it with get the fuck out my face.
Fuck out my face.
I think that shit.
And then the graphics come up. Get the fuck out my face. No, man. I want that show to pop off. We're gonna do a pilot of that. I'm definitely gonna get this special Shangri out there. It's a special I got called Shangri. Anybody that's listening, you can go to the website and see the clip. We shot it. Went to New York and did like 2 shows. 5,000 people came out, and blessedly came out in the winter. That's thug life. Da 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 da. They came out, and so it's called Shangri. You can see the trailer is on my website, iamshang.com. You can see the trailer. You can see how it was crazy, and definitely gonna put that out there. We haven't shopped it to Netflix because I was gonna do it, direct, because people think, oh, well, Netflix, if you're not a big name actor, they're not gonna give you the money. We saw that happen with Monique. But if I get 50,000 downloads, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? 50,000 downloads at $9.99, where I only got to pay a download fee. And I already sold 36,000 of my other Shangri audio album. I sold 36,000 copies. Yeah, that's right. Y'all ain't know I was doing it like that, you bitches. Yeah. No, but yeah, I sold 36,000 copies. So
G-Thing like, you motherfucker. How dare you?
You didn't even know it was like that. But no, I figured it if I download it. So Shangri coming out. I'm trying to stay on this fucking Instagram. Instagram's killing it right now. You're killing it right now.
Man, I'm trying to.
You're doing it. Stop it. Stop that humble bullshit. You're doing it. Like, even when I talked to you before, I was like, man, and she's like, yeah, I'm trying to do it. Man, stop it. Motherfucking fire, man. You're a dragon. You are a dragon, nigga. You spitting fire.
I appreciate that.
All right,
bro.
so don't ever we too dope for us to think nothing but that. I'm telling you. And you can be humble, but at the same time, no. Like Usain Bolt can say flat out, I'm the fastest man alive.
Straight up.
And he's not bragging. Floyd Mayweather, yes, I'm 50-0. Period. Like, people say, oh, you're a bragger. No, I'm not. I'm saying what the fuck it is. So I got that coming out. Shangri, if y'all get a chance, check that out. And then also we're gonna do some shit with Rock the Vote for this new election coming up. We're trying to definitely get people out where we give them free downloads from shows and comics, but they have to be registered to vote. That's the cost. If you're not registered to vote, you got to pay for it. But if you register to vote, you get it for free. And obviously, I'm more leaning towards fuck Trump and Biden. Even though I don't like Biden, he's kind of befuddled. But I'd rather have him than orange citrus Nazi ass, but his citrusy ass. So we working on that, and then also going to do some stuff for the Minority AIDS Project. I got that coming up because for some reason people forget AIDS is still AIDS, but the medication costs so much. Some people can't afford it. So what we're going to do is setting up stuff where they can get money to help them out. And then the biggest thing I got for 2021 is I want to build a rec center some of the money I got with some investors, we're gonna build a rec center for some kids that I know are in trouble. I know this sounds like I'm all like, man, you just softy old yogurt.
Nah, I don't. No, it doesn't.
But yeah, some of the investors I met when I was overseas are fucking with me, and we're gonna definitely do that. I mean, I ain't got the money to do it. I ain't balling like.
They got it.
Oh yeah, that's bus fare. Yeah, $500,000 is bus fare for them. Whereas I'd kill somebody for $500,000.
Mr. Stabby.
Uncle Stabby.
Uncle Stabby.
Uncle Stabby. Come over your house and show you how this penknife work, nigga.
And on that note, we're gonna wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up on Uncle Stabby.
Uncle Stabby. Hey, wait a minute. So, what's your Instagram? Say your Instagram so people know where they can follow you at. Follow your causes. Keep up to date with you, where they can pick up all your merch and all of that stuff.
Go to the website, iamshang.com. I am Shang. Ain't a lot of niggas named Shang, so you pretty much will find me. And then go to the Instagram. I fucks with Instagram heavy, so I'm starting to. Now I'm seeing my numbers finally go up. Now that I'm actually paying attention. Because I wasn't before, because I don't want niggas to know what I'm eating.
I feel you.
Fucking stupid. But it's at Comedian Shang. So if y'all get a chance, make sure y'all check me out. I appreciate, for the old school cats and the new people that's checking me out, I appreciate all that motherfucker. Gratitude is something that we always should have. And I have it constantly. I'm filled with gratitude because I should be either in jail. I mean, real shit. I'm not joking or like, oh, you just saying that. I really would be in jail. Flat out. Like, unequivocally, I'd be a convict. Flat out. So, I mean, jokes save me from being Uncle Stabby full time. I'm gonna write a script for that shit now. It's gonna be Uncle Stabby, The Adventures of Uncle Stabby.
Well, like I said, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on the show. I love you. Like I said, I created this to like I say, to celebrate living legends and people I consider making legendary moves. So please continue to do your thing. Wish you nothing but continued success, man. And yeah, man, you'll see me pull up at a comedy club, when stuff open back up, man. So
after you do your movies.
After I do my movies, straight up.
See, so, I already know. And guess what? I'm actually gonna pay to see your movies.
My man. Man.
There's a difference. I'll pay to see your movie.
I appreciate that. Right. Hey man, be safe out there.
All right now.
Peace, King.
Peace.